For Discovery Parks, Triple M Rocks Cricket from the Gabba. We're here for the first T20 International of the three-game series, Australia versus Pakistan, and it is absolutely heaving down here at the Gabba. Torrential rain, storms around, all on the back of a Darren Lehman promise of beautiful weather this afternoon into the evening. To my right, I've got Greg Blewett, Ben Cutting, and Brad Haddon. This wasn't what we were hoping for, boys.
No, it wasn't. I'm blaming the local guy, actually.
Yeah,
Ben Cutting, who's one of these guys that's always said, Queensland, perfect one day.
Yep.
What is it? What's the saying? Beautiful one day, perfect the next, or something like that.
Yep.
And every time I come up here, there's a storm or there's floods or... What is going on up here, Cuts?
There's always something happening. The good thing is there hasn't been a lot of rain around tonight. It's been more the lightning and a bit of hail to the south. It is raining, as I say that.
It's torrential.
As points out, it's not
I
torrential.
can't see 3 metres in front of me because of the rain.
Rose-coloured glasses.
It's a mist. It's not even
This is a mist for Brisbane. You're right.
ridiculous.
I've seen it worse up here than this.
Good.
Doesn't happen in Sydney.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, here's
Really
another one.
good weather in
Sydney
Sydney.
Siders are worse, I reckon,
Yeah.
the Sydney Siders. I'll tell you what, though, it does dry very quickly here. It drains well, Cutsy, doesn't it?
That's right. It's all a sandy base, and there's some heritage-listed stormwater pipes under the ground.
Is there?
Which
What?
does come up. Yeah, it does come up from time to time when AFL kick up a stink that they've got to rip up the Gabba, put a drop-in in. That's the excuse, is there's heritage-listed stormwater pipes
That
under
is
the
one of the
Gabba.
greats.
Right.
So when they go to rebuild it for the Olympics, they're going to have to come across that.
Right.
We have dead set
I
heard
like
it all
it.
here on Triple M
Oh.
Cricket, let me tell you
No
now.
asbestos there.
Now, I'll tell you what, when it comes to rain, generally there's a fair bit going on behind the scenes in cricket dressing rooms. Now, whether it be games of poker, blackjack, there might be a game of indoor cricket going on in the dressing rooms, but there's always a serial pest getting around the dressing room, causing all sorts of havoc. Now, I've got a question for all of you, and we'll work through each of you as we go. Who was the greatest pest in the dressing room that you ever came across? Now, I'm sure you, amongst all of us, we've played in hundreds of cricket teams over the years, but who was the biggest pest that you ever came across, Bluey?
Well, Merv Hughes springs to mind. I mean, I played with Merv and a little bit in the Australia A series. I mean, he was relentless. Just, you couldn't relax, which was disappointing because, you'd have a rain delay and all you want to do was relax.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
the other thing I wanted to bring up too, I was the consummate professional, as you know, Ferg.
Well, that's
so
right,
during a rain delay, I'd love to, do a bit of maintenance on my cricket gear, or I'd be looking at vision of my next games coming up.
Bluey,
or
what I noticed the
analysing,
most while we were in a rain delay playing with you was your eyes were well and truly
or
shut. You
I
had a
was
good view of your eyelids.
analysing our current opposition, but then I'd look over and see guys like Peter McIntyre and Darren Lehman, who'd be curled up in a mess in a ball recovering from the night before. And I'd be, looking to go to the indoor nets or go to the gym, do something like that. So I was disgusted in some of my
I'm
teammates'
sure you
behaviour
were.
most of the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, boys, I'd never seen a guy get a better look at his eyelids from when he was
Oh.
out.
Okay.
Excuse me? No, you
Right.
love to sleep at a break, Bluey, better than anyone. Cutsy, does anyone come to mind to you, mate?
Two names jump straight out of the
Righto.
hat. First one is Marnus, because he just cannot sit still. I don't know if he's got ADD or anything like that, but if he's not out there playing cricket, he's got a bat in his hand, he's hitting the ball against the wall, he's asking for throwdowns with a tennis ball in the nets.
There's
Doesn't matter
something
where it
going
is.
on,
There's
you're
some-
right.
there's
There
always
is something
happening.
going on with Marnus.
I think
Yep.
we remember before Marnus came on the scene, there's a video of him in the kitchen at home. One of the boys was cooking potato gems.
Right.
And he flipped it out of the pan, and Marnus sort of dived in and took a catch
Oh,
before he debuted for Australia. And then he did that same thing when he was subfielder for Bat Pad for the Aussies out here in a test match.
Right.
The exact
Yes, he
same catch.
Mm.
Did it with a potato gem first.
practice.
Him and Joe Burns, very different ends of the spectrum, but equally as annoying.
Oh,
Hang on, Joe
tell you what,
Burns, you're throwing...
you're
so
throwing
what was
him in there
Burns?
too?
Oh, Burns.
What was his style of behaviour?
Oh, he didn't have one. That was the problem. There was no consistency there.
Now, he's a bit of a different cat, Joe Burns.
That's right.
We'll just go off topic a little bit here. Now, did he go through a period of time where he'd eat a bag of carrots a day, trying to make sure his eyes were in a good a nick as possible going into each game?
Always the day before a game, didn't matter what format it was, whether it was
Bag of
T20,
carrots.
one dayer. Yeah, I don't know what was coming out the other end, what colour that would have been from all those carrots, but he was adamant
Wow.
that it would help him score runs.
Now, I reckon I spoke to Uzi about this at one point, and Usman was telling me that he started to turn a bit of a shade of orange at one point.
The,
Donald
It started to
Trump.
go on.
Yeah, is it melanin or not melatonin? That's the
melatonin.
one.
One
It's
of
like
them, whatever
melanin.
it is.
Yeah, it looked like he had a fake tan.
Got the Donald
Wow.
Trump thing.
I've actually got
Okay.
to correct you there a little bit.
What?
You're talking about a rain delay, Marnus is annoying. No. I've coached him. Blue, you have as well. It doesn't have to be raining.
No.
It can be on comms, listen to him through the stump mic. It can be
It's
anywhere.
just 24/7.
Yeah.
So, Hads, have you got anyone at the top of your mind when it comes to the biggest serial pest in a dressing room, particularly in a rain delay?
Oh, no. New South Wales were pretty tame. Actually, we just sat there and studied the game.
Like me?
Your nose is
Yeah,
growing.
okay.
No, we had some good ones, Ferg. We had some good ones. We had
Righto.
Doug Bollinger.
Oh, Doug. He
Doug
was
Bollinger.
straight at the top of my list.
Yeah, we had David Warner. But the worst one was Darren Lehman when he was coach. When you had
really?
long rain delays, he got more bored than anyone. If he wasn't doing his emails and everything's done, he would go up, tie people's shoes together, do things to, like, say, Greg Blewitzky, who's set out perfectly, he'd move it.
Yep.
And then they'd be trying to find out who did this, and they're blaming each other. And you just see Lehman in the corner snickering away.
So it's not just the playing group,
No.
it's actually the coaching
Yeah,
groups
he's
that
the
cause a
coach.
bit of havoc as well.
Yeah.
So this
But-
is to the players that he's coaching in a
Yeah.
dressing room, trying to get them right, get them into the right mindset before they go out and play.
He's just trying to relax everyone.
I can confirm that with Boof, and
Right.
I got him a good one once during the Shield final out here.
Okay.
He'd been playing practical jokes on the boys all season along the same lines. I was 12th man that game, and under the tunnel in the Gabba there was a cycling bike. He'd always jump on it, punch out an hour during the session, and then he'd sneak out the back for a dart.
Right, okay.
12th man, I snuck across the road into the 7-Eleven, got a bag of matchsticks,
Right.
cut the ends off them all, and put the matchstick head into the end of one of his darts. we lost about 4 for 5 in the Shield final, so he's madly lighting them up. But it was too late to pull it out again. So I think he lost his eyebrows in the third session.
Lucky he didn't have a fringe. Oh, wow.
But
Hey,
what was the right reply?
Oh, that was the
question.
last game of the season, so I can't remember. Oh, no, I do. He put my car up for sale on Gumtree without me knowing.
I knew that story.
I remember that
I
story.
kept getting these random phone calls at all hours of the day and night, lowballing me. I'm like, I'm not even selling my car. What are you talking about?
hey, Hads, you mentioned Doug Bollinger. Now, I was saying that I used to do a bit of maintenance on my cricket gear and that. Did Dougie ever find that time to do a bit of maintenance somewhere else on top of the like the barnet on top of the lid? Did he ever get into that sort of thing in the breaks? or
No,
not?
his hair was perfect.
Oh, right.
Pristine, wasn't it?
He was. He actually asked for when he went to get his hair cut, or a Greg Blewett style haircut.
Oh, it's that.
100% true story.
Okay,
The Greg
right,
Blewett, did he?
I've
Yep.
heard it all now.
Oh.
I've heard it all
No,
now.
100%.
Okay.
He asked for the.
So
Greg-
my,
Well,
Bluey's
style,
constantly-
I look like I've got a toupee on. Is that right?
Well, he asked for your style.
Well, he may have seen how much time and effort that Greg would put in front of the mirror and thought, I want to look like that guy. That's what it takes. I've got to be pristine all the time.
But you have different groups, though. We used to have the group that go downstairs to the SCG and just watch the races. Like when Mark Warren that were playing, you just go down. He didn't want anyone to annoy him. He had the fast bowlers that play cards. You'd have some guys that want to go to the gym. Other guys that fall asleep, normally the ones with kids.
Yep.
But, yeah, you had it all different. People going in different directions.
Takes all types, doesn't
Yeah.
it? Now, we're talking about the pests and the rain delays, but when did a teammate or yourself get it wrong the night before? It's absolutely torrential like it was last night. Here, would any of the Australians have taken it on last night? Would they know better? Or who should have known better but just got it wrong the night before taking on the Pepsi Max Challenge?
Oh, well, I was in a much more professional era than Bluey, so it never happened in our time.
Oh.
We did cross over, Hads, by the way. I can remember I was playing county cricket for Yorkshire, and we were playing Derbyshire at Derbyshire.
Right.
And we were trying to save the game. So it was the end of day 3, so I was not out with our captain, David Bias, who was this big, tough farmer,
Right.
about 6'4", and the night before, it was just like this. It was worse. And you don't often see that in England, like stormy, and then the forecast the next day. So for day 4, was 100% rain all day. So there was just not a chance we were going to get on. So we decided to run the gauntlet and have a pretty big night. And then I got a phone call the next morning. Have you seen outside? And I opened the curtains, and it was like we'd flown to Spain. It was just, it was a perfect day. So I just batted the next day with about 10 chewing gum in my mouth, trying to disguise the breath,
Yes.
which was a little bit alcohol ridden. And then I think in trying to save the game, I got out stumped as well in about the 5th over of the day. So it wasn't a good day, Ferg.
Oh, geez, that wouldn't
We had one in a tour game when India came out years and years ago, and we're playing them at the SCG, and Tugger and that said, get into them a bit. Like, we got them for the test match. So we went hard at them. Remember Agarka played?
Yeah,
and we
Adjit?
Adjit. He
That's
got
the one.
about 6 ducks, a duck in every test match. We thought he was a spinner. So we got into him. We didn't know he was a quick. Javagal Srinath played. Same thing. It's pouring down leading into the last day. We're not playing.
Oh, no.
Same thing.
And I remember coming
Curtains
out to bat,
open.
and Javagal, he's a smart-ass little keeper. Now I'm going to knock your head off. I was just thinking, hit the one in the middle. Hit the one in the middle.
That's right.
He explained you pretty well, though, Hats. Smart-ass little keeper.
Well, I had to play a role. We had another game here where we had a game, won a great Shield win. You didn't often win a Shield game up here. Had the day off, then you played the one day.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And I don't know if it was Clark, but I definitely know it was Graham Rummans were batting. Anyway, they're batting. Rummo's on about 10. Whoever's at the other end might have been Pup. They both started cramping. Our physio going, what's wrong? We're all sitting back going, got the 6 bits of chew in your mouth.
Dehydrated.
I said, mate, that big Shield game, heavy surface, and the physio, the coach is looking. I'm going, I don't know. Just thinking, this is going to end well.
Wash your hands of that one. Oh, brilliant. Well, we're here for Discovery Park's Triple M Rocking Cricket, and we are watching it team down here at the Gabba for the first T20 International. Now, the catering's just rolled in, boys.
Oh.
I can smell it. Brownie's bitten through his fork. He's that hungry out the back there, so you might want to get down there before it all runs out. We'll keep you updated, listeners, as this storm hopefully rolls past us, but I can see forks of lightning everywhere. We'll keep you updated as we go for Discovery Park's Triple M Rocks Cricket.